This week on the Push Pull Legs podcast, we give you our top 3, 4, 5, I don't know, a few tips on what you should be focusing on your personal training business in the summer, and S&C for running. I can probably make you quicker. 3, 2, 1. It's Hey from Willow.
Hey guys, welcome to the Push Pull Legs podcast with myself, Dammy.
And me and Willow.
There's a dog in the room. Tom's got a dog in the room.
And
no, it's not a girl. Hey,
oh, great. No, she's not allowed. Everybody who is weird and looks at us on YouTube. Yeah.
Aren't dogs just the best?
Dogs are the best.
Dogs are actually better than people. They actually are better than people.
I enjoy they're just so devoted. There's never anything that's like they can't get mad at you, really.
No.
Apart from when I look after my mate's dog, Jasper. He's a little bit of a shit. But I'm surprised. So she's a German Shepherd. So I'm looking after her for the week whilst my buddy Anit and Emma have gone away. How awful is this, by the way? So Anit doesn't listen. One of my best mates never listens to Shine His Life.
It's bad enough as it is, he doesn't listen.
Doesn't listen. And he's a PT. Fuck him. What was I about to say? Oh, he's gone on holiday with his girlfriend's family. 25 of his girlfriend's family and him.
There's no need for that, is there?
There's no need for that. I'm sorry.
That's not a holiday. That's not a holiday. That is not a holiday. That's just like hell.
That is awful, right? Like, I get that if you're somebody who's like, oh yeah, we'll go on holiday with my family. No, stop. You always, because I had to do this with one of my exes. And she was like, oh, but we get to come to Norway all the time. I'm like, I'm staying in your parents' house. I have to tread on like eggshells all the time and not exactly be myself because I'm on display, and I hated it. Like, I was just like, can we just go on holiday somewhere? Oh, but we save money. Can give a shit. Like, it's fine.
I'll spend that amount of money to not have to go to your parents' house.
I'm like, but imagine 25 of them, and he's the only one.
No. I would have said, I've got to stay for the dog. No one can look after her. So I've got to stay for the dog.
I'm hoping.
Oh no, I messaged Tom. He said he would. No, Tom wouldn't.
I'm hoping when he comes back, he's played the race card at some point. He's Indian and he plays it all the time. And he's like, is it because I'm brown? Like, oh, okay. Yeah. Because they're all like white and from the north. So it would just be like, now I've got to have some brown person time. It's so funny.
Yeah, it should have been like, it should have said just like there's like a, I don't know, religious event on, and they would have okay.
Hindu thing. I've got to go temple.
Summer. Just keep saying random words.
Go temple.
Bit
right.
Brilliant.
That one.
Right, that's right, Tom.
Sorry, but yeah, we're all good. We got well over the week. She's a delight. She's a German Shepherd. She probably eats more than all of your dogs combined, which is interesting.
And me and Laura and
to be fair, like, what is she on? Like, she's on near enough 700 grams of meat a day, raw meat, just like
that is a lot.
And then like chicken feet as a snack.
Like Liver King, chicken feet. We used to. Our dogs had chicken feet as a snack.
Yeah,
they used to like that.
But yeah, it's a bit hard for her. But I found interesting is not as compared to obviously looking after little dogs. I guess you don't have it as much in Dubai, apart from there's obviously a cultural thing over there where dogs are seen as unclean and aren't usually allowed in houses. I did ask one of my Q80 clients that. He was like, oh, why? Because he was like, oh yeah, Arabs don't really like dogs. And apparently there's something in the Quran that dogs are unclean and therefore their kind of version of angels won't come to their house if they're the dog living in there. He was explaining this to me.
That's real.
Yeah. So he was like, that's why they don't like dogs. Anyway, who knew we were doing a cultural kind of show today? I was surprised considering that there's normally a cockapoo that I look after, and she's a massive German Shepherd, like 40 kilos, right? And people are less intimidated, I think, by her than they are with cockapoo. Cockapoo's really annoying and a little bit like, ooh, but she's just like...
It's not because they're boundy, though. Cockapoo's a bit more boundy.
Yeah.
German Shepherd's a bit more... I say elegant's the wrong word, but I think they're a bit more like chill.
She's just chilled, and like, you just put like a ball in her mouth and she's like...
Yeah.
Very weird.
Yeah, well,
anyway.
See, ours get a lot of attention because they're sausage dogs, and then they go up to people and they start barking, and then they go, oh, like that, and they get scared because they're really barking because they get excited. When they get excited, they bark. That's what we get with people. Yeah. And our dogs
anyway,
just don't
mate,
like other dogs, so it's great.
I've become new. We're going to talk about running,
Oh, you're
unfortunately,
running
because
now.
I'm a full runner.
And
We'll
now
talk
it's what
about
we
it.
talk about. It's your personality now, so we have to talk about it. Yeah.
Well, I would like.
Great.
No, I'll talk about what it entering the world of something that obviously I know a lot about the training of, and then realizing that people are just couldn't like hit some low hanging fruit and get so much more progress. It's insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like every single runner that has come to me for like coaching and stuff, we have PR'd within 2 months. Every single
Oh,
one.
I've had clients that are runners and have not run for 3, 4, 5 months, but been training with me and then gone, oh, running felt loads easier. It's loads quicker than before. Like,
I'm going to talk about like what you should focus on if you're a runner or a strengthy person, basically a strengthy person, a gymmer.
yeah.
And if you're
Strengthy
improvising,
person.
because I guess everybody's on the runner app at the moment and stuff like that. But obviously it's summer, so it's quite nice to get out. So we might explain what you're meant to fucking do. And more to the point, mate, got these.
Oh, he's got these fucking glasses. Why has everyone got these fucking stupid glasses now?
Look at
What is it
these.
about these? I should get some for
Well,
golf, maybe.
obviously I'm like absolutely brand snobby, so I got Oakley's. I have two. I have two. I have two brands of sunglasses. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pairs of sunglasses. Some would say that's too many. I would agree.
I would say 4 pairs too many, seeing you only wear one at a time. Yeah.
But these are for running and cycling. I've got one for golf. Actually, the Oakleys are just like the styling ones.
Oakley running sunglasses. Why do they all look shit? Are they
Oh, they
supposed to
do,
look
right?
shit? Is that the point?
They
Is
all
that
look
like
a
the
bit.
point of them?
I think so. That's
Is it like go faster stripes? You don't mean one of them? Like
I've got
when you're a runner, you
the
can't just have normal coloured sunglasses. You have to have the stupid colours.
sweep something Oakley. If anybody's interested, I will do I'm about post recording this. I will be recording a reel on these sunglasses.
Oh my
not on them, but wearing them because I'm that cool. I think they are everybody's absolutely on tenterhooks.
Yeah, everyone's waiting to just search on Google to buy them.
Sutra sweeps, not the normal retros. So just in case anybody, you'll see them.
Sweeps.
I know. I got the blue ones because I'm blue. But I'm gonna keep them nice and because I'm only gonna wear them for. I'll probably wear them. No, I won't. I look like a dick. For running and cycling. That's it. That's all they're going.
You'll wear them all the time after that.
No, I'm afraid not. You know my normal like I normal just got like
yeah.
I don't know what they are. My Ray-Ban polarized
plain Ray-Ban ones.
Yeah. Plain just normal black Ray-Bans is what I normally like. Yeah. Represent in. I don't particularly like the sports ones because I think they look a bit funny, which they do. So interesting. I thought you'd enjoy taking the piss out of me for those. So you're all good. And also you can the reel that's coming out tomorrow. I did this as my SIS gel as my microphone. So Michael will enjoy that. Oh.
Yeah, you love a little prop. Anything to boost the reach of a reel.
Oh, sponsored, didn't I? Sponsored by SIS, I wish.
Sponsored by SIS Nutrition. I can't believe they're still going, given that all they do is pretty much sell gels.
They're huge. They're still they're still the people. Like everybody's got one of their bottles. Everybody's got one of their bottles, and then they're still the ones for gels. It's madness. It's so weird, but yeah, still. I just had my protein gels because they're cheaper, but yeah.
Well, we've got one there, so obviously not.
Well, no, because I wanted to see which flavors were good. And then I bought a variety pack of these, and I was like, "Oh, did my protein do these?" Because obviously because they've cornered the market so well. They were like, obviously, I thought gels. I was like SIS. Those are the people to go to.
Do you know what? Do you know how I know that running is a pointless endeavor when it comes to exercise? Is that you have to eat so many excess calories to do it, but they only come in a form of sugary gels like that. Can you imagine having to eat that many calories, but you can't even eat it? You got to have it in a gel because it can't digest it. It just seems pointless. It's like you might as well at least do a sport where I have to eat loads of calories, but you can enjoy eating them.
Yeah, mate, I couldn't think of anything worse than running around Regent's Park.
From the gels.
I'm just knocking back Maltesers. That's the same thing, isn't it?
That's more like it. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah,
I'm all about that life. Do you know what I mean? Like the amount of calories you have to eat, but like you go, let's get 500 calories in a run through gels, and oh, what a waste!
Fucking like
They don't even
stomach
taste
ache
that
as
good.
well. No, they don't.
Oh,
Don't that good. They
not
don't taste
worth
good
it.
at all. They don't
No,
taste
not
good
worth
at all.
it.
If
Just
anybody's
not
like,
worth
oh, I
it.
can't wait for my gel, fuck off, mate. Like,
No.
oh, I'm longing for that minute 32 where Tom's allowed me to get their gel out because that's when my heart rate drops or high goes higher. So yeah, everybody's like,
Not worth it.
absolutely on tenterhooks. Anyway, we're going to vaguely talk about a little bit of running. Well, not I won't talk about running. I'm talking about S&C. To be fair,
Yeah, but I say, mate, don't put them to sleep now. Like, keep hanging on.
we'll talk about S&C of how we can actually fucking make some progress. But we are going to talk about. You want to talk about personal training, sure, and what you should be doing over the summer. What's your summer focus business wise? Because this is a traditionally harder time to pick up clients, maybe.
Yeah, it's definitely traditionally a harder time to get leads in and get people excited about wanting to lose weight and train and stuff like that because and also as well it's a time where people tend to drop off coaching. If you're going to get people drop off and go, I don't need the coach anymore, don't want to do coaching anymore, it's going to be around this sort of time, usually because they're a lot busier, they have a lot more plans, they spend money on holidays, they spend money on traveling and seeing people, and they tend to want to enjoy barbecues and things like that without feeling like they have to diet or can't have them or anything like that. So it's only, very, very driven people maybe wouldn't do that. So like, again, like, so Tom's clients, runners, high roxers, bodybuilders, all this, they're all obviously going to be fine, right? But it's more like your generic everyday person who's looking to get a little bit fit, lose a little bit of weight, doesn't take gym too seriously in terms of their life and structure things around it. They're much more likely to not bother. So again, the whole starting thing is people don't really start now because they'll just wait until September. What's the point? It doesn't make a difference. And I see the people that are maybe struggling right now, they just think, oh, I just want to enjoy the summer and I'll get back to it later on, right? So you do get that a lot. So it's just worth remembering that and remembering that you're not weird if that has happened to you, or you might not be a bad coach if people are leaving because of whatever reason. It's usually because it's summer. But then it's important, I think, as a coach that you start to look at what you're doing over the summer. Then, if you know that things are going to be a little bit lighter.
So this is where we should come up with a top 3 things that we would recommend, because everybody loves a list. We were talking about this last week. Everybody loves a list. So top 3
I don't know how many
5.
points I'm going to make, so we'll go top 3 to 10, and then we'll just rank them. Tom can blind rank them afterwards.
blind rank that. It'll be fine.
I saw a blind ranking on my Explore page. It was Steve Bruce popped up. That's why I clicked on it.
Oh, was it? Yeah.
What's he doing? Yeah, and it was like Steve, and it was like someone had just stopped him in a supermarket or something, I think, really randomly, and he was like, Steve, I want you to blind rank these 5 defenders, and he went, oh, go on then. Like,
really then you watch it though, you'll be like, oh, I disagree with that. Like, oh,
you do watch it to see what comes out of like, the 5.
Correct.
But yeah, so with that, it's kind of like important, I think, as a coach to recognize that may happen with your clients over that time period. And I think you can either do one of 2 things. You can either do the same thing with them and fuck around, enjoy the summer, don't focus on your business, don't focus on anything, and then get back to things in September and, whatever, do what you want. Or you can go through this list of top 3 to 7 things that we're going to talk about, and you can start to prioritize your business a little bit.
I think we'll definitely be able to come up with 3.
Oh yeah. I think it'll be more than that. But my biggest thing is then looking at the summer and going, right, well, what am I going to focus on then? What am I going to do to make sure that come September, I'm in the best possible position to then have a thriving business where people do want to sign up? Because top tip number 1 is going to be that people will decide that you're the coach for them long before they actually reach out to work with you. People will digest your content. They'll see some results. You've got some social proof, and they will start to build up in their head. When I'm ready to sign up for coaching, that's the person I want to go with. So even if you think people aren't going to sign up right now, do not stop posting your social proof and your content at this time period. Do not let that up, and do not go slack on it. Because if you just focus back on it again in September, it's going to take until December for them to realize they like you. So if you want them to sign up in September, October time, when people are more likely to, you have to keep turning up over June, July, and August. Trust me with that. So that's top tip number 1. Tip number 2 is pick something that you're going to improve about your business. So I would look at the summer as a perfect opportunity to be better at content creation, better at researching your content ideas, better at looking at your competitors and what they're doing in terms of content, other people outside of fitness, what they're doing with their content, and start to upskill in areas around content creation so that you can try new things, trial different styles at a time when it isn't as vital that you hit the mark with every single one, at a time when maybe in the winter it maybe is a little bit more important because you want people to sign up. So I would be looking at the next 8 to 12 weeks and going, right, what am I going to do different with my content? What styles do I like? What styles don't I like? What do I see people outside of fitness do? And we covered this in the members group, in mine and Mike's members group. We covered this on Monday and on a call, like hour and a half, in-depth webinar going over all these things you should be doing. So I'm not going to go into every single little detail here because you have to pay for it if you want that knowledge from me. But essentially pick an area of your content you know you want to focus on, you know you want to improve. And I would do something like that. So that would be the second thing. Second top tip. There we go. My third tip would be to make sure that over the next few months, you're building up your email list. And if you don't have an email list yet and you don't have a lead magnet, fucking get one now. Do it now, quick, because people will download something for free. They will look at your stuff for free now. Build up an email list and email them regularly, twice a week, maybe every week for the next 12 weeks. And again, come September time, they'll be conditioned to open your emails. They'll like your stuff. They're much more likely to sign up for coaching. That's what the best coaches out there are going to do. That's what the best of my clients are going to do. That's what a lot of the best coaches in the members group are going to do. So if you want to be ahead and join that top 5%, that's the sort of shit you need to be doing over the summer. You're doing it, aren't you, Tom? You're doing all that. Tom's doing all that.
Doing all the things, all those things. Well, I've got launched, which is currently going right now.
Oh my God.
You can waitlist now. I've given it a bit of a long launch, to be fair, because I just wanted to create a bunch of content, a little bit more content and proofing, almost like, lead in for doing stuff. But yeah, new combine will start on the 15th of July. I got annoyingly, my laptop slightly blocks out my dates that I write down. So I do this. And then, waitlist opened yesterday. It is running until the 10th. And then you can't get on, basically, because I like to tickle everybody's balls that are in and get everybody basically set up over those last 5 days. Or you can pay a premium, because those people on the wait list, they're going to get a different price than the people in those last 5 days. Because I can set them up very quickly in my own time, whereas those pricks that are, a prick if you sign up, you just might pay a tenner more. But yeah. Anyway, my content. Well, basically content and stuff like that. I would push people, considering there's a time that, I don't know, you're going to focus on in content. Maybe do a challenge of some sort, or maybe not make it about yourself, but if there is lack of maybe clients doing certain things, then that's the perfect example for you to do more things and change it in a certain way, or there's kind of upskilling. I realize that people are going to be like, oh, I don't want to upskill in fitness or whatever. But from the people that literally are on my combine right now, I've obviously asked for everybody for like feedback on everything. And there's still an appetite for people wanting to learn about certain things. I'm doing it in a completely, not that I know it's a completely different way, where we're learning by fucking doing. So every phase that they're doing, then I'm teaching them about it whilst they're doing it and training it, which has been cool. But maybe it's a chance for people to do that kind of thing. If you're like, all right, I want to learn about shock, Hyrox is a big thing, go do some Hyrox education, go get upskilled in that, and then you're able to take those clients on in the future or something like that. So there's an absolute time. If you've got more downtime, I would say absorb maybe something, because there is still scope. Most people's programming is still shit. There's still scope for picking that kind of stuff. I would say probably more than learning how to do functional training or your fucking battle ropes course or something like that. I would be like, all right, do a programming structure course. I've literally got a free fucking YouTube video on how to build athletic based programs and I think I talk about it for 15-20 minutes. If you literally just took that, it'll be better than, I'd say, shockingly, even in your group, 75% of the people.
Easily, mate. I think this is the thing that people aren't going to do. They're going to look at the summer and go, "Oh, time off, wicked. I'll just do what all my clients do." And it's like, okay. And again, I've got nothing wrong with that if that's what you want to do. But just don't come back in September and moan that your business isn't any better and you're not getting anywhere. Like, just that's the thing for me. Is like, if you're sat there and you're like, I don't want next year to be the same as this year. This is the sort of stuff you need to be doing.
Yeah,
it is the sort of stuff that separates you from other people. So That's what I would say with it. And again, like learning and upskilling is done in different ways. Like Tom said, you don't have to sit with a fucking book and take notes. It could be that you do Tom's
No,
combine. You learn how
that's
Tom runs his combine, right? And it's like, cool,
literally
do that.
why I created that thing, because I was like, I probably we learned about doing like strength training because we trained together and did a 2x4 instead of us. I never fucking read Brett Contreras' thing, but I know exactly what it fucking's about because we did it for fucking 12 weeks. That's exactly the protocol that I'm doing. I'm like, all right, if Brett Contreras only did like what I'm doing is a 20 to 30-minute lecture on each week to explaining what the fuck you're doing and all the implications, I probably would have watched that instead rather than this fucking manuscript and going, read this, please. Fuck off. I'm not reading that. Nobody's got time for that. But somebody's got time for zone 2 cardio and watching my YouTube video. It's fine. Hard selling, aren't I? But it's actually literally I made the product because this is literally what I needed or I would have done.
Yeah,
I'd have been like,
you say, it's
easy.
that learning by doing is such an important part of it. Yeah, you're
so
right.
I think, so you got that kind of, if we got 6 to 8 weeks of summer, I would implore people to, if there's a coach that they like, go learn from them. See if they've got a free lead magnet, fucking go download it and pick it apart and see what they're doing. See if you can not replicate it, but do something similar if that's the same niche, for example. But that falls into research, right? There's certainly things that I've gone over, like OTA, which is a Overtime Athletes like company. They do an education resource and stuff like that. I look at their stuff. I look at Altus's stuff. I literally do this and go, all right, that's cool. I'm gonna download these. I've probably got 150 free lead magnets, I reckon, that I've downloaded and read and tried to look at, just to see. Like, obviously, I've unsubscribed a hell of a lot of fucking shit, but just to read through, because people give shit away for free quite often, and it's normally quite, because it's the same thing that we talk about and you guys talk about. Make sure your lead magnet is good enough to sell. It's like,
but also as well that because we know whenever I give stuff away in a lead magnet, I give away my good stuff because I know people won't do it because there's no accountability. So it's like, go and do it then. But
it'll be like epiphany, like shit. Oh, it's great, cool. And then, but they won't have the accountability. Then they'll pay for the accountability, but get the same similar.
Yeah, it's the same with our YouTube channel. It's like go indulge in that and just literally sit there and go through it, right?
Yeah,
you pick up some stuff, but people don't. People turn off after 5 minutes, 6 minutes, and they go, "Oh, I didn't really apply. It didn't really work for me." It's like you didn't do it properly, or for long enough. And that's why I think it's important for people over the summer to do it. And then I could say a bonus tip is to plan for it better next year in terms of like motivating your clients, teaching them how to deal with these scenarios. And maybe you rely too much on something like tracking or rely too much on something like gym work in your training plans that you're not adaptable enough to go, okay, well, when you're away for 2 weeks, we can do some running or we can do this. And this is how you're going to look after your food while you're away without tracking. And maybe you can move people away from tracking over periods of time so that they don't feel like they're on or off. Because I see this with coaches all the time. They moan on Instagram, oh, you've got this on-off mentality. And I'm like, yeah, you're creating it. You're creating it because they have to be in the perfect gym with the perfect equipment, to do their perfect plan, to eat their perfect macros, to hit their perfect calories. No wonder they're on off all the time. Create an environment where they're not.
Sit there for, like, I've obviously got quite a few people that go away, but I've got a lot more people doing running and WODs and stuff now. But I have literally about a 4-week plan of like every single day, different running based WODs that they can implement whilst they're away. They're not going to lose their gains or anything like that. Go away, build it. So it's so easy just to go click, 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 bosh in. That kind of stuff so stopgap kind of programs would be something, but that will live forever. Like, I'm not going to change them, but I built a month's worth because I'm going to be like, all right, I'll take those 3 months worth is like 31 days worth of programs. Okay. And it'll just be like, cool, boom, push that in there. And like somebody will run it, they'll get the same fucking thing, but they won't get the same one again until like they go on holiday again in 5 months. They'll fucking forget what they were doing.
It's the same with nutrition. Like I've got a client, he checked in today and he was like, oh yeah, so I'm on holiday for the next 6 weeks. And most coaches will be like, oh, fucking hell, they're going to leave, whatever. And he was like, yeah, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to apply the same system we did last summer, where 2 out of the 3 meals, I'm going to stick to my protein and my veggies, and I'm going to forego the fried stuff. And then 1 meal a day, I'm going to enjoy myself, like you've suggested. I'll pick that day out ahead of time, so I know where I'm at with all the kids and everything. He's like, and then I'm going to take my running shoes, my running gear, got 2 runs a week. If there's a gym, I'll use it for 1 a week to do 1 full body session. And he's not like going, oh, I'm going to quit and I'm going to stop. He was just like, I'll check in 2 weeks and I've gone through this stuff. This is what I'm planning. This is what I'm going to do. It's like, I was sitting there going, yeah, okay, sound you will. Like, because you've given him the tools, which he's not going to track while he's away. He's going to have those 2 meals that he knows protein, fiber is the majority based thing around it. Limit fried food. That's always our thing in 2 of those meals. and no desserts and stuff. And then you go, right, and then the one dinner, you can have your steak and chips and a dessert and enjoy it. And yes, you're going to gain 2 kilos in 2 weeks, but it's minimal compared to what it could have been.
Yeah.
But that's why coaches go, oh yeah, take your scales with you and take your MyFitnessPal. It's like, fuck off, mate. Like,
so I think that's good. Have a
that's your problem.
Step back and see within your coaching business and see what either resource or behaviors or something within your thing, which is going to make your service better and is going to be low hanging fruit for make your life, like quality of life or quality of coaching, slightly better. So I think holiday workouts are huge. Most people do have them, but maybe have some sort of variety or runs or stuff like that you can implement. Obviously, I'm going to say that would probably be one of the biggest ones.
And also as well with the accountability is like they might not want to do like a full video check-in, right? They're not going to do like a full-on video and track all these numbers and do all this sort of stuff. But that's where you as a coach need to adapt your accountability then and go, right, I want you to send me a picture after every run, or send me a picture of where you ran, or take a picture of where you were running. I want you to take a picture of the meals you ate for breakfast that were healthier, that were low calorie, that were the protein option. Send me a picture of the buffet and I'll tell you what things look best to have. Like, don't just go, oh, they're not going to check in or weigh all your food or whatever. Like, literally step up the accountability and go, right, I want you to text me 4 times this week. Each time you've been out for the run, been to the gym, send me a picture of what's there so I can help you and guide you through it. They're the clients that will stay because they can see you're adapting and working with the plan versus the coaches that go, oh, well, check in, do your best, and we'll see. It's like they're not going to check in, they're on holiday. But those little mini check-ins, because you can literally say, I'm going to hold you accountable, send me a picture of where you're at. Because some people get this all the time. I'm going away to the mountains on holiday. I'm like, oh my God, amazing. Send me a picture when you're there of you running. Like, that'd be quality to see. Guess what? They want to go running. Do you know? Like, they will do these things. And then all of a sudden it's not a chore. It's like, okay, cool. I can just text Dan. I'll just show them that. I'll do that. They feel part of it. They feel like they're making informed decisions versus just following the same calories they've always been on. It's like, well, it's not going to help, is it? When they're on holiday. Because they don't want to do that on holiday because they're on holiday. They don't want to do something different. Anyway, that's the point. I mean, but we'll go on to the next point because
that was more than 3 points in it. What were we at? 4, 5?
3. We had 3 and a bonus point, I think it was. So it's a long bonus point, but we'll run with it.
Just play golf. Just bin it all off coaching and just go play golf.
No, don't do that. Don't do that either. Fucking hell. Fucking boys. Jesus Christ. Oh, did you get my text as well about the Abu Dhabi Yas Links?
Yeah, I did.
Did I send it on Instagram?
I think you sent it on Instagram. So.
Yeah, I don't know if that'd be better to watch. I don't know. Obviously, Jamira's loads closer, but I don't know if it'd be better to watch. Rory's going to be at Yas Links. That'd be good.
I have to see my plans in November.
Yeah.
Little look.
Can't believe we have to start making plans for November already. It's fucking nearly July. It's ridiculous, isn't it? There we go. But basically, for those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, the DP World Tour is in Dubai in November. And me and Sam have never managed to arrange it so that he's over here to watch it. And I've never been to watch it at the course because the course I play at is one of the hosting venues. But then our favorite course in UAE is Yas Links, and they're hosting it a week before it is at the venue that I'm at. So I suggested to Tom we should come and watch one of them. Probably not both because it's quite a long time to be over here for one of them. And I think Yas Links would be really good to go watch because it's a great course. I don't think it'll be as busy.
Won't be busy.
But Earth is here and it's closer. We could probably go to 3-4 days rather than just one in Yas Links because it's a bit of a trek, but probably stay over. Anyway, just give you an insight into our lives, guys. We love golf. Yeah. So that's that.
All right, should we brave the world of running? I realise I'm not a running coach.
Oh, I mean, I can't contribute really to this other than just give you shit.
No, you can contribute because I'm going to talk about because obviously you're gonna. So it just popped up on a lot of people use this app called Runner with an A
Runner
at the end.
It's original.
And it's pretty good if I'm honest. It's actually all right. It's obviously not personalized.
Runner, which is like Run AR or Run A.
Run A
app. Let's have a look what this is like.
Yeah.
Runner. Oh, double A. Runner app.
But I think it was on like one of their podcasts. I every now and again comment on their stuff because some of it's toilet. Mainly the strength stuff. Right.
Surprised.
So they're mainly the stuff that I get annoyed about. Shock. Strength and conditioning coach gets annoyed about understimulating muscle groups. I'm not an angry. I got annoyed again of the S&C world being angry again today. Strength and conditioning coaches, just cheer up. Fucking hell. Have some fun. enjoy yourselves. Yes,
Oh,
no,
dear.
everybody's not as scientific and as great as you, but just have some fun with
It's like
it.
who can
Jeez.
outscience. It's like who can outscience each other, isn't it?
Literally that fucking brigade of like, remember what was it
Yeah.
fucking 6 to 8 years ago, maybe it was the research-based crowd. It's like, fuck off,
Yeah.
mate. Oh, obviously I sent you that. If anybody I sent you down. And obviously she was probably a wonderful coach. I did go in and look at her stuff afterwards, but was it the NSCA Personal Trainer of the Year?
Yes.
Heavily overweight human being. I'm sure she's
Yes.
a wonderful coach. Unfortunately, this is the sorry world that we live in. That I did click on her thing, and there's nothing about results on there. I like if you go on mine and your pages, you will see client results and how they've achieved stuff with us. There's
Yes.
nothing on there, which I was kind of disappointed about, and I was just like,
Uh,
oh.
yeah.
So, and she's done it.
It's.
She's done it like get a lot
Let
of
me find
abuse,
it.
I think, because I only saw it because a couple of people I follow on there. So, Call Me Kier is quite an outlandish. Used to be the rugby strength coach. Outlandish guy. He's quite brutal, and obviously, what's his face? That physio that like pipes up all the time. Commented on it, and it was like, oh, NSCA so woke. I'm sure she's a wonderful coach, but it wouldn't even go through my mind double check if that person was in shape. That would be the issue. And
Mm,
also the issue, I have reservations because they don't have any results on their page. Um, that would be my
yeah,
hesitation about somebody with that's a personal trainer.
I think it's a touchy subject
Is right.
because I know that it makes fuck all difference.
Oh, it's fucking good shit.
I
Yeah.
know that, right? But I also know from a marketing and business point of view that the majority of people judge that way and they would look at it
Correct.
that way. And
But there will equally be people of her size and shape will go with her because
well,
of
and this
that.
is the thing is like if I was to coach her, I'd be like, use this to your advantage and be like, other people have no
Yeah.
other people cannot relate to you, other people don't understand you, all this sort of stuff. And I get it, and it's great. But like you said, is she really the best trainer? Really? Is she really the best trainer of the year? Do you know what I mean? Like it's that whole thing about like, well, has she just been given it because for that reason? Again, who knows? Like we don't know this sort of stuff, right? That's the biggest thing. And I like I said, I would always tell her to use that as your to your advantage, whatever. But it is a bit like you go into the comments and it's just like fucking hell, like yeah, it's just all just that, isn't it? It's gonna
Yeah.
be people going, right, why are you doing this? Like, why are you just fucking going woke, with it all? So yeah, it's a weird one for me, like that. And I guess maybe they're trying to show that it doesn't matter and it shouldn't matter and all this sort of stuff. And I kind of get that. But you got to know as an SCA that her target market are not following you.
No.
Personal trainers are
Not
following
at
you.
all.
Like, there's only one way that was going to go. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's
Yeah,
almost like
yeah.
they've tried to make a big thing out of it, as if people are going to go, "Yeah, well done, that's great." But it's like, no, because the people you want to clap aren't watching your stuff.
Yeah.
They're not ever going to. I
None of
just, yeah,
it was very odd. Anyway, I thought I'd sidetrack onto that. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, runners. Okay. Obviously, when you're taking advice from a running app or running coaches, I, I guess it's okay. So I did a lot of running mechanics during my master's degree, and I'm not the best at it, if I'm honest, but I fucking know about making the human body as resilient as fuck for it, and hence why I've been running pretty long distances for a year. I haven't been injured once. Touch wood.
Hmm.
And yeah, we've had like a couple of marathon preps, no injuries, load of high rocks preps, no injuries, all that kind of thing. Okay. Apart from like maybe predisposition to certain things that and it's become a thing where people come to me because they've got injuries and we're able to overcome them, which is fun. Um, but it does been a case of some of the stuff and I get annoyed about it so much is they'll get all these kind of what I would term, and I had to explain this to one of my clients this week, is resilience based exercises. These sit in like the second, like first or second category, like they're down the bottom. I'll write R1, R2 next to it instead of A's, B's, C's, because it's not like a main thing, main cog. that's making you stronger. It's just like little exercises. It's like, I don't know, fucking clams and shit like that. Or I wouldn't even do them. I think they're humanly fucking stupid. But stuff like that, which is going to sit. But the annoyance of Instagram, probably more than anything else, and perhaps running coaches and physiotherapists sit into this category, but they're not as well trained in S&C as people think they should be, which is why we're stepping in sometimes, okay? And you should collaborate with a good S&C coach and a good physio. But they tend to understimulate. They throw out banded fucking walks, banded exercises, which will increase fatigue, sure. And you'll be like, oh, I really feel that. I really feel that. Me and Dan used to do fucking banded walks for activation all the fucking time. Now, couldn't give a shit. Could not give a flying fuck about doing any band work to feel my glute med. Fuck off. No, I'm not doing that. I'm going to do some lateral squats. I'm going to do some normal goblet squats. I do loaded warm-ups and stuff like that. I'll go goblet squat, lateral squat or lateral goblet squat. I'll do kettlebell swings, and then off we go. I would happily do that for runners easily. Or we'll do.
I think with runners especially, I think there's that thing around. You look at the bands, you look at all these stuff they're doing, and it's like you do realize the amount of load going through the human body to do those movements is far greater than the band will ever do. And I remember when we used to, there was an argument around like kids and whether kids should do S&C, and it's like, have you seen them playing football? Like, have you seen the forces that are going through their ankles, their knees, their hips, their backs, and you're worried about us adding a 10-kilo weight to them to get them to move around with it? It's like, the actual forces going through their bodies is far higher and uncontrolled and unstable and unpredictable. But yeah, oh, it's the S&C that's the bad thing. Yeah, that's the bad. They should just play more. It's like, it's that whole like thing around not understanding the fact that the bands, the warm-ups don't actually do anything. Like you said, that you might get a little bit of a burn on a certain muscle group, but it's like you do realize the amount of load you're going to put that muscle under later on is far, far higher than anything you're doing. And I guess the argument could be there where it's like, yeah, but that's what it is there. It's for the warm-up. And it's like, no, it doesn't prepare you in any way, shape, or form for it. Like the degrees and the percentage at which it's that far away from that maximal effort is so far. Yeah, it's just pointless. Like you said, you don't do any bounding, don't do any lateral movements, don't do any of those swings, don't do any of those powerful movements. It's like, that's what you want to be doing to prime yourself, not super slow clams of like, oh, it's going to really get you ready for these movements. And it's like running is quite an explosive thing.
Even for it does annoy me. So when you run, you've got it's something like 5 times your body weight going through each like foot. So
literally,
I weigh give or take 90 kilos. That's quite a head. That's quite a lot. Like over 400 kilos of force going through
good
that.
maths, Tom.
Thank you. Good maths, but somehow I turned my AirPods off and I had no idea. That's why I looked really confused for the last minute and didn't speak.
This is how you look all the time. How many
you were just like,
so I didn't know any different, mate.
I think I brushed my AirPod, and so I have no idea what. Apart from,
I love how in AirPods you can brush one. I love how you can brush it and it just fucks everything up. Yeah, you're then trying to tap it like that really hard. It doesn't do anything.
Right. I accidentally brushed it on the way down whilst I was trying to pick something up, and it just turned off. And I was like,
"Yeah, they're not perfectly aligned with each other, and one just drops out."
And I was like, but you could do the click, 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 click. And it's like, no, pause, on pause. I was like, fuck off. Anyway, personal problems. I was like, do I get another pair of headphones? I'll take the piss out, like downward, like if I put G-Shocks on, you'd be like, why are you wearing your fucking running ones? You prick. I don't need to know my surroundings.
You're such a runner. Literally, if you put those on, I'd just be like, all right, Tom, you're a runner. We get it, mate.
Such a runner. I'm such a runner. I'm such a cool cyclist as well.
Mate, once I have my knee surgery, I'm going to be a runner as well. Don't worry about it. It's fine. I'll turn him into one of those wankers.
It's just fucking calories burn like hell, man. It's insane.
That's the only reason I'm thinking of it, mate. I'm telling you, it's all the reason I'm thinking of it. It's just food, more food, man.
It's great. But yeah, with all of that, so you obviously get a lot of forces going through that. And so it's not even the case of like those kind of the S&C, all right? Let's just put it into, if you're a runner and you don't know whether you're getting to S&C, there's these kind of 2 categories, right? I am definitely somebody who's strong, but not a good runner, okay? But there is also people who are runners who aren't very strong, okay? So give or take, probably people will train maybe 2 gym sessions a week, and then they got 4 runs a week, maybe, right? So that might be a traditional, if you're a runner, that's what you're kind of doing. Cool, all right. If you plateau, that has got to change because your probably running potential has probably maxed out. If you come to me and you're doing 2 gym sessions a week and you're running 4 times a week and you're going, Tom, I can't get any faster. My 5K has gotten to 19 minutes. It's pretty quick. And I just can't get it down. Cool. Awesome. you're weak. I need you to do more gym work, probably more plyometric, but we're going to go into that in terms of like probably more low amplitude plyometrics. People don't understand, obviously in the combine, I fucking teach you this. It's amazing. Between low amplitude and high amplitude plyometrics. And what you probably see most of all is high amplitude stuff, which is going to be big stuff that maybe I do or I show a little bit too much of, maybe, where it's like 4, 5, 6 reps. I'm trying to get max height, max velocity, super power, because I normally do plyometrics for golf. That's my main reason of doing plyos, not for running, because I just know my tendons are pretty fucking strong. Because the amount of kind of demoing I do, I end up doing enough low amplitude plyometrics throughout the day. But if you are a runner who doesn't do these kind of things, so it's basically you're going to do those kind of plyometrics for like 20, 25 reps in a set. I would never normally do that. I'd be like 6. That's it. Six jumps. But then we do, if we take them down, it's that whole kind of strength to strength endurance kind of argument. It still happens within tendon strength and tendon fitness. But I think people don't really realize that maybe those low amplitude stuff that should sit in your S&C program as well. Not a whole fucking day of it, which I think some running apps or coaches seem to think that you've got your plyometric workout today. No. We blend that in with your, like, you're doing fucking heavy goblet squats or like, what have I put in recently for people? Zombie squats. They're like this. It's a progression on progression from goblet squats.
Bar on the shoulders.
Yeah, just to get their torso pointing forwards, because I'm like, you look like a sack of shit when you squat, so let's do this. And they're like, why am I doing this? It hurts. Yeah, well, get your erectors and your spine are getting all lit up. So you do like your heavy thing, and then you go do not like proper contrast training, but maybe low amplitude contrast training. It's a thing. You can do it. Okay, so if you've like kind of plateaued and you're only doing 2, you take out one of those runs, do 3 and 3. Guarantee you'll get quicker within 6 weeks. Guarantee it. And vice versa, right? So if you're like, oh, I'm gonna become a runner, but I'm training 3 to 4 times a week and only running 3 times a week, drop one of the gym sessions and go do, probably if you want to get quicker, another speed run, which is what I am currently doing. Okay, so I've got probably 4 runs a week, 1 long one, one's a recovery run, and I have to do 2 like interval threshold runs because I suck at them and I hate them so much. But there's this whole, like, I'm sure even Dan's been addressed of it, like the zone 2 fucking thing. And I've beaten home about it as well. But there is a point where you're like, yeah, you can get the like barn as big as possible. That is just building aerobic base. If you're building a house and you've got the biggest base possible, and then you just put a fucking cherry on it, like that's all you've got to place on that base. You want enough fucking pyramid or enough house to put on that base. If you don't spend enough time doing threshold and speed, you've got fuck all to put there, basically. And you just got this massive aerobic base. You'll be able to go all day, but you're not going to get any faster. So you aren't able to.
The thing with the zone 2 stuff I find is it's just all, like we've always talked about fitness, it comes in cycles, and it's just the zone 2 the sexy thing, because everyone went too far with the high intensity and the speed, and it's like, well, no, you need a good aerobic base, you need to recover. It's like, okay, great. Yeah. Do you know what, guys? Anytime you see anything like this proposed with fitness, even if in S&C world it's like, oh, you got to focus on really low reps or really high reps, just know the best thing for the majority of everyone is to do a pretty even split of all of it. Just remember that. Just remember that. It's probably the best thing to do. Like, let's be honest. If you want to be a good runner, you're probably gonna have to do some sprints, some high intensity interval work, and some really low level base aerobic work. Guess what? If you want to be strong and muscular and all that well-rounded strength athlete, do 1 to 3 reps, do 6 to 8 reps, and do 15 to 20 reps. You probably have to do it at some point, right? It's just, it's just that whole, like I said, the same with dieting. It's the same. You see it all over the place. It's the cycles of it comes around, like say carnivore or vegan. Tell you what, right? Why not be a vegan carnivore? There you go. There's the diet for you. Revolutionary, 50-50. What, you mean a good diet? Yeah, I mean a good diet. Just fuck up, I mean a twat. It winds me up so much, but it's what, and you know, but like you have to play into it a little bit because it's trends and people like it or whatever, they play into it. So that's like I said with the zone 2 stuff, I can see it dying out soon because too many people are talking about it. You know, when it gets too popular, people say, it's too popular.
I think
it's like carnivore. It's getting too popular and they'll go,
I feel like enough people are doing it and it's improved them enough. But then they'll be like, oh shit, I plateaued and I can't get any better. Do I just do more zone 2? And then they've got to look for a different answer. And then the different answer is either it's going to be, you've got to be there to catch them when they're trying to do strength work, this bullshit fucking band stuff that their apps are going to try and sell them, or low low resistance kind of fucking S&C training, which I still hate. I still hate like, oh yeah, you're just gonna do these and like this what is meant to be a in I don't know 80% RM like RDL, and they're there like chatting to the person like as they do it. I'm like, I'm sorry, what? No, like there's you don't train hard enough. Honestly, it's bonkers. I think I almost ranted on one of those things the other day actually, because obviously I've taken on a few bodybuilders or physique-based athletes, and I'm convinced that some of them don't train hard enough. I'm convinced of it.
Mate, this is my hobby bugbear with reps in reserve, and why I never used it for any of my
100%.
clients.
Because I like, all right, my programming, I like probably 5 to 7 exercises total. I hate programming more than that much because I know if you do those correctly with enough intensity, you should be fucked. I'm fucked. I train well, but I'm just like, all my clients tend to only get through about 6 exercises in an hour. And I'm like,
So
obviously we warm
I used
up
to
and we might
one of
do
my
ASD, but I'm like,
one of my
I'm
favorite
convinced
things
of
with
it.
it was I used to do like descending rep ranges. So I used to say to people, you got 3 sets to do. I want you to do 10, 8, 6. And if someone did 10, 8, 6 and they increased the weight they lifted each set, I would often say, well, right, well, one of those you're not doing to failure. One of them you're not going to failure because if you went to failure at 10, you wouldn't be able to do 10 again with it. You'd have to you'd have to do 8 with the same weight. And I used to use that as a really good tool to gauge intensity, because if you just say to someone, oh, 3 sets of 10, you do the same weight every single one, I'm like, well, you didn't train hard enough for the first one. Or, some people just get really good at certain rep ranges. So I used to like doing that. But exactly the same thing. It's like, no, I used to say to everyone, no, train to failure. Like every set, train to failure. And people will say, oh, you can't do every set to failure. No, you can't. But I also know that my clients wouldn't have done that because they
No,
don't know what
no
failure is.
chance.
They don't. There were always 2 reps in reserve when they were at failure. Do you know? Ugh.
Yeah, I'm one of my favorite. I do probably there's quite a few on then. At least 6 or 7 of my clients currently are on 8, 6, 5s because I'll make this switch. Normally in a 6 week block, right? They'll have very similar. So for 3 weeks, they'll probably be on tens. If they're on a volume block for 3 weeks, they're on like tens and stuff. And then for the next 3 weeks, they switch to 8, 6, 5 at the same fucking exercise, but I need to fucking increase and crank up the intensity. So that's a classic, really classic 6 week block if you come with me. Okay. But obviously, exercise about probably 6 exercises and a change in week 4 onwards from where they were from the other case. But all I'm looking for is intensity. And basically to really ramp up that intensity, make sure you're pushing hard and hard and hard. Because I'm gonna know what you're doing for tens by the end of week 3. And if you're not like jumping that massively up for the fives, we got issues, okay? And you should feel fucked after that. I'm convinced. But yeah, okay.
I
Strength
think there's a
training
lesson
for
there for a lot of
runners.
coaches as well, though. Like where like I just said there, I know it's not for running per se, but like just when you're training your clients, think about that when you're giving them rep ranges and stuff like that. They do not know what failure is. They do not train hard enough. Guarantee it.
Yeah.
Like I think a lot
And
of coaches think that they do.
and bear in mind, most of my clients are coaches online, and I still call them out on this. Okay,
Yep.
so it is still prevalent, and they know who they are. Who on,
I
and
mean,
I'll
I've
see
seen
a video,
form
and
videos
I'm
of
like,
people. I've seen form videos, and I'm like, what is that warm up set? And then that was my last set. Your last set.
like,
Okay. Yeah. Now I know why we're not made any muscle gain progress last 4 weeks.
yeah, I'm like push. They're like, oh, I
Yeah.
had so much more energy, or like I just threw in like 2 or 3 exercises at the end. Is that okay? I'm like, no, not really, because it just proves you haven't fucking done it correctly at the top. I want you to be
Yeah.
like, nah, I want to get out. Like,
Yeah.
really? Unless you really
Yeah.
love that. That's the issue. I'm just like, okay, there's enough stimulus. The science says there's enough stimulus there for that. But yeah, the runners, I think I'm here to catch you if that's a case of like, all right, because there'll be a lot of people. It's really nice weather in England. It's nice to go running. It's a nice like social thing at the moment. There's going to be lots of park runs. Your high rocks is literally there's two exercise. Just if you look at the data, there are 2 things that prove you're probably going to be the best high roxer, and it has like a correlation on what your times are: sled push and running. The best Hyroxes have the best 2 of those, and they go very hand in hand. You have to be strong as fuck to do sled pushing, and very kind of horizontal dominant, and you have to be quick and have lots of recovery for running. Those are your 2. The least one, fuck off with the ski erg. that's the least reliable. If you've got a really good skier, doesn't mean you're going to be good.
There you go.
Yeah, so there's a. I know. There was I can't remember what it is. I know I never know. I've done it before on Google Google Meets. There's like a celebrations thing, and it went. I was in like a call with one of my clients, and it just went. Imagine if we're discussing the injuries, okay? Congratulations! And it started like going over. I was like, this is weird. Yeah. Anyway, Hyroxers. Yeah, you have to be. Those are the big correlations too. It's probably don't spend all your time doing them, but if you've probably got a good one, you're probably predispositioned to do well because the carryover is quite good. It's interesting. Shark. Tom does his homework. So. Yeah, so if you've got any questions on any kind of running S&C and stuff like that, then please fire them over IG wise, because yeah, like you guys, a lot of my clients go away over August, so I'll be focusing on certain things. Yeah, which will be fun. Just in that list, I'm going to pick.
That'll be fine.
Yeah,
at some point.
I'll be delving through that list of however many we just did. I'm never going to re-listen to it. Lucky I wrote it down. So, all right. Any other business, Daniel?
Not for me. No. Have a good one, everyone.
Yeah, go sign up for my waitlist because
go do the combine, learn something. Fucking go learn something.
Like you don't even have to do like what I've said to everybody. They don't have to fucking do the workouts. Like you get the education anyway. That's worth the money anyway. Cheaper than Dan's membership group. That's the selling point.
That's a waste of money. So you might have to do that.
Or pay for both, and then you've got your whole coaching in one.
Literally.
Basically, bin off your coach that you've got, and probably what you do combine and the membership group, and that'll be the same price of your coach. So you get both of us. Fucking hell, it's all coming up Millhouse. All right, thanks for listening, guys. We'll catch you next week.
See you later.